Welcome everybody to Intensity Broadcasting. I'm Josh Hall. This is the INSS Street Stock Series brought to you by SD Ireland here on Intensity Broadcasting. Getting ready for 50 laps, 55 laps here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Already had some great action here in practice so far, and we're getting ready for more action here as we get ready to get this race underway. Got 3.5 minutes left here in practice. Let's take a look at our points coming into tonight. Logan Powers still your points leader, 10 points. At his second place, Aaron Raymond, Stephen Rockford in third. Ty Delphia falls all the way back into the fourth spot. Then Jake Kraut, Justin Prescott, Ethan Tyrell, Matt Zaccardo, Sean Fleury, and Shane O'Neill rounding out your top 10. I got the top 15 on the screen for you so you can see where your favorite driver is currently in the point standings, as we have just a couple more races left. There will be a little bit of a schedule change. Next week, we will actually be going live on Friday night. That is because of the Super Bowl on Sunday. We don't want to interfere with that, so yes, we will be going live Friday night at 8 at our normal time, 8:15. So check it out right here. Hit that notification bell so you know when we go live here on Intensity Broadcasting. We see some battles out on the racetrack right now. Sean Fleury, 2.5 minutes left. Totally different style of racing than what we saw in NASCAR this weekend while they're down at State here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. There was some contact there between these drivers too. And from what I've been seeing, this has been some fantastic racing. This is going to be a great show here tonight. Just this week and then next week will be our final race from Myrtle Beach Speedway. So, due to the Super Bowl being next weekend. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. We're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on Kit, or over on Twitch. We appreciate you tuning in with us tonight. Follow, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you know anytime we go live here on the broadcast. In this practice session, looks like pretty much everybody has finished up getting their practice in. Just these two drivers out on this cars. As we know, if you've driven these cars on the service, tracks like that was my bad, Kathy. I do appreciate that. Forgot to change it back from when I was racing the other day, because I usually crank the volume up for when I'm racing. So I do apologize for that, but yeah, we are here in the Granite State, getting ready with about 30 seconds left here in practice before we get underway for our second to last race, race number 9 here from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Again, we want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight. Whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on Kick, or over on Twitch, do appreciate you tuning in for the SD Ireland Cancer Research Fund Street Stock Series. Of course, together we can conquer cancer. The SD Ireland Research is a dedicated organization that stands as a proud supporter of cancer research. With a mission to make a significant impact on the fight against cancer, SD Ireland Cancer Research works to support groundbreaking research initiatives, innovative treatments, and advancements in cancer care. Up to date, they've raised over $12 million. So again, we know we say it every week. If you do have the ability to drop a donation, there is a link down below in the description. Again, you're not entitled to, but if you are able to, it really does help out. Again, if there's any issues with the stream, please feel free to let me know in the chat. Kathy, again, I thank you for letting me know my volumes were off, something I didn't even think about checking. As we've got qualifying underway, lone car qualifying, we see our first drivers to make the racetrack. Looks like Logan Powers is out, Stephen Rockford also out, Andy Collins. 3 drivers that hit the racetrack first. Almost the entire field. It'd be quicker to tell you who's not out on the racetrack. That'd be Peter Fisher and Ken Zeems. But if you've ever driven these cars on the service, you know that they do draft very well, especially tracks like Charlotte. We saw them run and draft at Darlington. So I expect to see much of the same here tonight as Logan Powers makes his way off of turn number 2. Down the backstretch, there is a nice little bump right here as the cars cross over where the road course is, as well as right off of 2, there is a really big bump that can upset these cars as Powers makes his way off of turn number 4, and he's coming down to the granite stripe to complete his first lap. White flag in the air for the 31 machine of Logan Powers down into turn number 1. Gets that car slung sideways, keeping it down about a lane up where there's a little bit more banking. Progressive banking here, very flat on the bottom, a little bit more banking up on the high side. You see the car bottom out a little bit as it comes off of turn number 2 over that crest and down into turn number 3, using a lot of brake to get that car slid sideways. And off of turn number 4, Logan Powers going to come across the stripe, and he is going to jump up into... Well, looks like he's going to stay right there in the 4th position. Actually going to fall a couple spots back. We see Aaron Raymond. Another car has that slung out there off of turn number 4. Coming down to the granite stripe. Raymond actually goes a little slower on his second lap. Jake Grout having some issues. Here's Zicardo coming down across the stripe, currently in the 3rd position. Ethan Tyrell down across the stripe on his second lap. He's going to move up into 7th. Here's Pete Fisher coming across the stripe, taking the white flag. First lap good enough for 7th. So he slides that car down through turns 1 and 2 and down the backstretch over the hill. And down into turn number 3. Fisher's going to come off turn number 4, come across the stripe. That 71 is going to go a little bit slower on his second lap and up into the 7th position. Just one driver left to qualify. That is the 90 of Ken Zeems. Listen to the driver's meeting now as we've got about a minute and a half left here in qualifying. Just one driver has not qualified yet. That's the 90 of Ken Zeems. Of course, we want to, again, one more time, thank everybody for joining us here tonight, whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, over on Kick, or Twitch. We appreciate you joining us, tuning in, as you do each and every week. Don't forget that like button, follow, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let us know who you're cheering for here tonight. I know Kathy is cheering for Logan here tonight. But we want to know who else is in the room here cheering who on. Of course, next week being Myrtle Beach will be the last race of the season. We've enjoyed calling this race, especially with our sponsor here, SD Ireland Cancer Research Fund. So again, we appreciate them coming on board. Again, link down below to their website if you're looking to donate. Of course, we want to thank our great partners over here at Intensity Broadcasting, including IntensityRacing.com. If you're a small-time race team looking for some swag, get a quote today over at IntensityRacing.com. We also have some novelty t-shirts there as well, some of the Atlee and Weiss's gear. So check it all out over at IntensityRacing.com. And of course, our great partner over at Butt Kicker. Butt Kicker is a well-known established leader in gaming haptics. The award-winning line of Butt Kicker products lets users feel low-frequency sounds. Their products are used and endorsed around the world by leading PC and console gamers, including professional sim racers. Check out the full line of Butt Kicker products and figure out what's right for you. Visit thebuttkicker.com. We take a look at our starting grid here for heat number 1. Aaron Raymond's going to have the pole. Matt Zicardo going to roll off P2. Ty Delphia in the 3rd position with Peter Fisher Rolling off fourth, Sean Fleury, Jason Pelkey, and Mark Baldwin round out the field here in heat number 1. So as the field gets ready for the 6-lap heat race here, Casey Grant says, go Jake, number 49. We know he is in heat number 2. Got the win last week. See if he can go a back-to-back here in the INSS Street Stock Series. As, excuse me, these drivers peel off here on the front stretch, try to get as much, try to get as much heat into those tires as they can. See the field makes their way around the Magic Mile here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. One of my favorite tracks to visit, being my home track. Always puts on a great race. Always side-by-side racing somewhere on the racetrack. Even when it spreads out in the Cup Series, there's always a great battle somewhere on the racetrack, and I'm sure we're going to see plenty of that here tonight, as the draft is going to be such a huge deal here tonight in this race. As the field's making their way down through turns 3 and 4, pace car getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn down on the pit road, leaving the field in the hands of the 88 of Aaron Raymond as they come down through the Geico restart zone. Green flag flies. We are racing here in heat number 1 as the field goes side by side down the front stretch and into turn number 3. Mark Baldwin having some issues. We just saw him blinking out there on the racetrack. And now he is back there behind the Pelkey machine as Raymond muscles out in front here as they come down the backstretch side by side here between Ty Delphia and Matt Zaccardo. Zaccardo up on that high side, Delphia down on the low side. Delphia's going to slide in front of Zaccardo. Zaccardo's going to pull a crossover here, though. Look back down to the inside as they come down off a turn at number 4 and down the front stretch. However, Zaccardo does not have the momentum he needed. He's going to tuck back in line. So Aaron Raymond out in front of Sean Fleury. Now takes a look down as Zaccardo get really loose there off of turn number 2. That's going to allow Fleury the opportunity to take a look down to the inside of that 60 machine, down into turn number 3. Side-by-side racing right behind as well between Peter Fisher and Jason Pelkey as the 31 of Sean Fleury just noses into the inside of Zaccardo down the front stretch and 4 laps to go. These cars really sliding down into the corners. It's controlled chaos as they hit the brakes and get that car just starting to rotate. They continue to run side by side down the backstretch. Meanwhile, Ty Delphia right there on the back bumper of Aaron Raymond trying to make that move as Fleury inches ahead, and Zaccardo leaning on the right rear of Sean Fleury. Fleury is going to get around and clear Zaccardo and up into the 3rd position. Meanwhile, Aaron Raymond has a mirror full of Ty Delphia as they go down into turn at number 1. And it looks like Delphia is able to get the power down just a little bit sooner as he stays locked in there on the back bumper of Aaron Raymond down the backstretch and into turn at number 3. When they cross the stripe this time, we'll have just 2 laps to go. Across the stripe they come, 2 laps to go. Aaron Raymond now starts to pull away from Ty Delphia just a little bit. Meanwhile, Zaccardo trying to make another move down to the inside of Fleury as Fleury gets a little loose there. Back end steps out a little bit on that 31, and so does it on the 60 of Zaccardo. Not able to make any ground up this lap. See Jason Pelkey right there in the mix as well as Aaron Raymond comes off of turn number 4. He is going to be coming to the white flag. 1 more lap to go here in our first heat at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Meanwhile, Zaccardo has now made his way to the inside of Sean Fleury. And they are door to door as they come through turns 1 and 2. Zaccardo down on the inside. Can he get the power down and stay ahead of Sean Fleury as they drag race down the backstretch towards turn number 3? Meanwhile, Aaron Raymond out in front. He's got control as he comes off of turn number 4. Gets a little loose there, but able to hang on to it as he's going to come across the stripe and win heat number 1. Meanwhile, the battle for the 3rd spot, it's going to go to the 60 of Zaccardo. So we'll take a look at the results of heat number 1. And we see Aaron Raymond gets the win. Ty Delphia comes home 2nd. Matt Zaccardo in 3rd. Sean Fleury, Jason Pelkey, your top 5. 6 is Peter Fisher and Mark Baldwin. Round out heat number 1. Starting lineup for heat number 2. Jake Grout's going to start on the pole. Stephen Rockford back in 2nd. Logan Powers rolls off 3rd. Ethan Tyrell from the 4th spot. Shane O'Neill, Andy Collins, and Ken Zeems going to round out the field here in heat number 2. So Jake Grout's going to be the control car here in this 2nd heat. He's going to have Stephen Rockford, who got his first INSS Street Stock win earlier this season. Did he show the speed to stay up front here to get win at number 2? Or could Jake Grout possibly sneak out the win here tonight? Or could it be somebody else? Could Logan Powers or Shane O'Neill? Ethan Tyrell. There's plenty of drivers here in this small field who can get it done here tonight as the pace car gets ready to take that hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Grout leads him down to the starting zone. Green flag is in the air, and we are racing here in heat number 2. Grout gets a good jump here as Logan Powers all the way down on the flat. We're seeing a much more aggressive line for some of these drivers as they come down the backstretch and towards turn number 3. And Powers, the only driver that's all the way down on the apron as they go 3 wide with Stephen Rockford and Jake Grout. And Logan Powers has to slide back in line, but I think Powers may have found something down on the flat there, as he is making it work down there on these cold tires as Jake Grout and Stephen Rockford lean on each other coming off of turn at number 2. Ooh, big wiggle for the 23 of Tyrell. Allows Powers to get back. Oh no, he tucks back in line. Looks like Powers is going to run a more traditional line here as Shane O'Neill now works his way down onto the flat to try to make something happen. Jake Grout, Stephen Rockford still side by side as they come across the stripe. We're going to have just 4 laps to go. Coming down the backstretch, continue to be side by side, door to door, down the backstretch and into turn number 3. Powers, gets really sideways, gets that car rotating, tries to get down underneath Jake Grout. And Grout starts to get a little loose there. That allows Powers to pull right up to the back bumper of Jake Grout as we have 3 more laps to go in heat number 2. See many different lines here as they make their way through turns 1 and 2. As they are 2 wide, 2 rows back, down the backstretch and towards turn number 3. Powers continues to work that low line as Grout pushes Rockford up the racetrack. It's going to allow Powers to get a little bit of run here down the front stretch. And it looks like Grout is finally going to be able to clear Stephen Rockford down into turn number 1, but here comes Powers powering down to the inside. He's side by side with Grout now as they come through turns 1 and 2. Powers not giving up on that low line. Now Rockford Going to dive down to the bottom. He's going to take the inside here as they come through turns 3 and 4. They're going to see the white flag when they cross the line this time, as now they are 3 wide off of turn number 4 for the top spot. One more lap to go. Powers to the inside. Rockford, the meat and the sandwich. Tyrell up on the high side. Now Grout stuck on the high side. Here comes Shane O'Neill into the mix as Powers pulls a slider up in front of Rockford, and Rockford gets turned right off of the nose of Tyrell as they are side by side for the lead. Grout on the outside, Powers to the inside. As they come down through turns 3 and 4 for the final time, Powers pulls a little slide job here. Grout's going to cross him over as they come off of turn number 4 down to the stripe. Door to door, side by side, they lean on each other, but Jake Grout's going to get the win here in heat number 2. As we're going to take a look at the results of heat number 2. As soon as they pop up here on my screen. Again, Jake Grout gets the win. Look at that win over Logan Powers. 0.03 seconds to second place. Shane O'Neill finishes in 3rd. Ethan Tyrell back in 4th. Andy Collins, Stephen Rockford, and Ken Zeems round out the field in heat number 2. So your starting grid for tonight's race: Aaron Raymond going to start on the pole. Jake Grout from the 2nd position. Ty Delphia going to roll off 3rd with Logan Powers in that 4th spot. Matt Zaccardo back in the 5th position with Shane O'Neill rolling off 6th in that 25 machine. In 7th will be the 31 of Sean Fleury with Ethan Tyrell back in the 8th position. Jason Pelkey rolls off 9th. Andy Collins from the 10th spot. Peter Fisher and Stephen Rockford are going to make up row number 6, with Mark Baldwin and Ken Zeems rounding out the field in row number 7. So a 14-car field getting ready to get underway here. You see Jake Grout going down through the infield here. Being last week's winner, he will have to start at the tail end of the field here tonight. So that will move Logan Powers up onto the front row here, with Aaron Raymond again being your control car. We saw them driving real hard in the heats. We'll have to see how they're able to save their equipment here on this long 50 lap run as the pace car makes its way down on the pit road. Logan Powers, Aaron Raymond get the green on the front row. You see the 13 of Ty Delphia giving a big shove to Aaron Raymond down into turn number 1. Field slides through turns 1 and 2 for the first time. Logan Powers able to get clear of Ty Delphia. Big wiggle. Oh, another big wiggle in the back there. Saw a big wiggle on Shane O'Neill. Stephen Rockford getting a little bump there. He's going to slide back into the Hornet's Nest as he's got the 68 of Andy Collins to the inside as Aaron Raymond comes off of turn number 4. He's going to lead lap 1 here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Meanwhile, we got a battle back here between Ethan Tyrell and Jason Pelkey. This is a battle for the 7th position. Now Sean Fleury taking a dive underneath Zaccardo. That's going to be for the 6th spot. Fleury's going to clear Zaccardo down the backstretch and towards turn number 3. So far, everybody's got a single file except for these 2 cars tucked down on the low side, and that is Sean Fleury and Jason Pelkey. Now Fleury's going to be able to tuck back in line, so won't Pelkey. The field starts to get a little bit more single file as Andy Collins takes a look down to the inside of Peter Fisher. See the 49 of Jake Grout already up 2 spots, trying to make his way up through the field as quickly as he can. Short race, only 50 laps. How quickly can he get his way through the field here as Stephen Rockford takes a look around and gets around the 23 of Ethan Tyrell. Ty Delphia already saving tires a little bit, starting to fall off of the top two. You know that he always turns it on for the second half of the race. As Logan Power is starting to gain a little bit on the 88 of Aaron Raymond. Jason Pelkey taking a look down to the inside of Matt Zaccardo as they come off of turn number 4. And Stephen Rockford takes a look up to the top side of Pelkey as they come down the front stretch. So Rockford had some speed in that first heat. Got caught up a little bit in the mix. Shane O'Neill makes a move around the 31 of Sean Fleury. So move O'Neill up into the 4th position. Rockford to the outside of Pelkey as they muscle off of turn number 4 down the front stretch. And Rockford going to slide up and take that position away, and he's going to set his sights on the 60 of Zaccardo. Right along here on the back bumper of Zaccardo. See Rockford taking a look there. It's not quite close enough as we take a look off the front bumper here of Stephen Rockford down the front stretch and into turn number 1. Tries to peak a little bit, but just not close enough as Zaccardo gets a little loose there off of turn number 2. Like I mentioned before, there's a big wicked bump as you come off of turn number 2 that could really upset the cars. It's not so pronounced here off of turn number 4, but turn 2 definitely has a very large bump. And then as you come down the backstretch, there's a crossover where the road course meets the oval. Another place where the cars can get a little out of shape, even going down the straightaway, as Rockford now takes a look down to the inside of Zaccardo, but was not able to make that move stick. Here's Sean Fleury, right back to the back bumper of Shane O'Neill. As Fleury tries to make a move down the front stretch. Not quite close enough to make that move stick just yet. Mark Baldwin's fallen all the way to the back. He was just battling side by side with Ken Zeems. Meanwhile, we've got a battle right here as Sean Fleury takes a look down to the inside of Shane O'Neill. There's a battle for the 4th position with Ty Delphia right in front. Do our door-to-door as we work lap number 10 of 50. O'Neill, for the moment, able to stay ahead of Sean Fleury up on that high side. So there's almost a little bit of contact between these two drivers. There's a look from the roll bar here with Sean Fleury as they come down into turn number 1. Meanwhile, right behind this, we see Zaccardo and Stephen Rockford continuing to do battle. We've got a side-by-side battle here as Jake Rout makes up another position and cracks into the top 10, going around the 71 of Pete Fisher. Grout now trying to work his way back up to the 23 of Ethan Tyrell, who is just entering turn 3. He is almost a second ahead of Grout. Meanwhile, up front, it is all Aaron Raymond, who's led since the drop of the green flag. And Sean Fleury and Shane O'Neill doing battle again, side by side. Fleury to the inside, tries to muscle through for that 4th position. So far, not able to do it. Meanwhile, right behind that, we see Stephen Rockford looking down to the inside of Zaccardo. As Fleury not able to make that. And now we got a battle heating up for the lead as Logan Power is down to the inside, muscles down to the inside of Aaron Raymond. Off of turn number 4 there, door to door, side by side for the lead. Powers trying to stay just tucked to the inside of Raymond, but Raymond able to power back ahead of the 31. Logan Power's going to have to regroup and try it all over again. Meanwhile, Sean Fleury still down to the inside of Shane O'Neill. Here comes Stephen Rockford back in the 6th position. Made up 6 spots already. He is working his way right through the field. Now Rockford's going to take a look down to the inside of Fleury, down into turn number 4. Fleury really sideways there off the corner of Rockford. And we'll get the power down there, door to door, side by side. As Rockford trying to move into the top 5 here on that low lane. Meanwhile, Aaron Raymond, Logan Powers starting to inch back up to that 88 machine. Now we see the 60 of Zaccardo giving a big shove down the backstretch to Stephen Rockford, trying to move him ahead of Sean Fleury. Ooh, Fleury up into the outside wall, so is it Zaccardo. That's going to allow Rockford to pull right ahead. Meanwhile, Logan Powers back to the back bumper and looking to the inside of Aaron Raymond. Powers not quite close enough to make that move stick. Meanwhile, Stephen Rockford all over the back bumper of Shane O'Neill, and Sean Fleury and Zaccardo go door to door down into turn number 1. Quickly approaching the halfway point. As Fleury and Zaccardo continue this battle. Rockford able to slide around Shane O'Neill. Not really sure what happened there, but let's take a look at the pass. Oh, Rockford. Oh, made some contact with O'Neill. That's how O'Neill was passed so quickly. Saw the move come quickly. Wasn't sure what happened, and it was contact there between Rockford and O'Neill. Meanwhile, Zaccardo able to clear Sean Fleury and up into the 6th position. Meanwhile, Jake Grout works on the back bumper of Jason Pelkey off of turn number 2. As much as the field is still kind of single file right now, I could see this entire race going flag to flag without a caution as we are quickly approaching the halfway mark. And Jake Grout's trying to take a look down to the inside of Jason Pelkey, and almost some contact there. As Grout now takes a look down to the inside of Pelkey, tries to get the power down and move himself up into the 9th position. You see red guy Ken Zeems in the 90, trying to follow through as well. Aaron Raymond and Logan Powers still battling it out here for this top spot. See in the chat, Michael Green says Alvin Harris and Jake Rooms, and trying to get some more drivers into the race here as this one is about to start heating up as we are 1 lap away from the halfway point. And you're starting to see the tires starting to go away on these cars. They're starting to slip slide a little bit more as Logan Powers right there on the back bumper. It's one thing to catch them, it's another thing to get around them. So far, Powers has not been able to get the power down to move around that 88 machine. Meanwhile, a little further back, got a battle heating up as Jake Grout's trying to take a look down to the inside of Jason Pelkey. He will indeed move down door to door with the 64. Looks like he's going to clear the 64 down into turn number 1 where he'll set his sights on the 23 of Ethan Tyrell. One driver we haven't really talked too much about yet tonight, that is the 13 of Ty Delphia, sits back in the 3rd position. Had a rough race last week, got taken out early, finished dead last. Was sitting in the points lead at the time, fell all the way back into the 4th spot as we have 25 laps to go. And this is about the point of the race where that 13 car starts to come to life. We know that 13 is very good at saving tires, and we'll take a look here at the lap time history, and you see there it is, green numbers there for the Tydelphia machine. So I would not be surprised to see him moving his way up towards the front pretty quickly. Meanwhile, Jake Grout all the way up into the 8th position around Sean Fleury, setting his sights on the 23 of Tydelphia. Fleury thought about pulling a little crossover droop move, but was not close enough to make that happen. And now almost some contact between Tyrell and Grout. They go door to door down the front backstretch towards turn number 3. Fleury right there on the back bumper of Jake Grout as they come through turns 3 and 4. Fleury tucked it down a little bit. I thought he was going to try to make it 3 wide for a second, thought better of it. It stays tucked in behind the 49 of Jake Grout. Grout pushes the 23 of Tyrell up the racetrack just a little bit. Tries to get that position off of turn number 2 as we see the 13 of Tyrell, or 23 of Tyrell gets a little loose there coming off of turn number 2. Turn 2's been pretty treacherous. We've seen that all race cars getting a little loose there coming off of turn number 2. Meanwhile, up front, battle for the lead. Logan Powers dive bombs down into turn at number 1 to get door to door with Aaron Raymond down the backstretch and towards turn at number 3. Raymond tries to come down a little bit, makes a little bit of contact, but they continue going straight. They have a huge lead over Ty Delphia, who sits back at third, almost a 2-second lead. But as these two start to race door to door, side by side, down into the corners, that lead is going to shrink ever so quickly as Ty Delphia, running in cleaner air, will be able to pull right up to these two, as we have just 21 laps to go. Again, if you're just tuning in, I want to welcome you to the INSS Street Stock Series, brought to you by SD Ireland. Big wiggle out of Logan Powers. Takes over the lead, but here comes Aaron Raymond down to the inside as these two battle it out for the top spot. Powers up on the high side. Raymond down on the low side. More contact as they come off of turn number 2 and rocket down the backstretch. Ty Delphia has already gained 0.2 of a second on these two as they are battling door to door like this. More contact as they lean on each other off of turn number 4. Down to the stripe, just 19 laps to go. Power's going to concede that top spot, going to tuck back in line. Now going to cross over Raymond and look back down to the inside as they come down the backstretch towards turn number 3. Powers now out in front. Is Raymond going to try to make another move down to the inside? Tries to give a little nudge there to the back bumper. Now he's going to take a look down to the inside. Is he going to dive by him down into turn at number 1? He will, as they go back door to door, leaning on each other through turns 1 and 2. Again, if you're just tuning in, we mentioned it earlier, next week's season finale will be moved to Friday night due to the Super Bowl. So make sure to stay tuned in to Intensity Broadcasting. Hit that notification bell so you know anytime we go live, so you don't miss any action next Friday night, same time, here on Intensity Broadcasting. Door to door still for the lead down into turn at number 1. And while these two have been going at it like this, you can see, I'll have to go back to Aaron Raymond here. You can see the lap times as Ty Delphia is now starting to eat into this lead here. Ty Delphia is watching this battle out the front windshield, watching these cars get a little bit closer, and hoping that they don't wreck. Don't wreck in a way that can put him in jeopardy. Another little battle back here is Ethan Tyrell taking a look down to the inside of Jason Pelkey. This is for the 9th and 10th position. Pelkey stays out in front of the 23 of Tyrell. And Jake Rout's got a mirror full of Ken Zeems. Jake Rout, Ty Delphia, both drivers that would be kind of looking for a caution right now to tighten the field back up and get them a chance. And as hard as the 88 and 31 have been racing, I would not put it past one to come out anytime soon, as these two continue to battle hard door to door through turns 3 and 4. Ooh, sideways off of turn to number 4 was Aaron Raymond. Some more contact between these two as they come down the front stretch into turn number 1. More contact as Raymond tries to move the 31 out of the way. They continue to beat and bang through the corners, bouncing off each other. Man, we've seen this action at Bowman Gray this weekend. Now we're seeing it here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway as Aaron Raymond trying to muscle himself back up to the top spot. Logan Powers having none of it as they make their way off of turn number 4. Again, Raymond's really sideways there on that low lane, and Powers able to keep ahead. He's going to hold on to that top spot for now as we have 13 laps to go. Meanwhile, this battle's starting to heat up behind them as Delphia, Matt Zaccardo, and Stephen Rockford all running together. They are just about a second and a half. Oh! Zaccardo goes around. Shane O'Neill plows into the 60. It's like Ethan Tyrell came sliding through there as well. That's going to bring up our first wreckage rewind of the night. As we take a look to see what happened here to Zaccardo and Delphia. As Zaccardo down on the inside, Delphia kind of comes down just a little bit. And what a save as Zaccardo goes around there. What a save by Delphia, able to hold on to it. And then Shane O'Neill just nowheres to go. We'll rewind this just a little bit. Shane O'Neill just nowheres to go. Just comes right down into the 60. You see him locking it down, trying to keep it locked down. Ooh, a couple other drivers get involved there. Looks like the 90 got a little piece of it as well. Let's ride along here with O'Neill, see what he sees. Yeah, he's got the brakes locked down. He just could not respond in time. As Zaccardo, O'Neill, and Ken Zeems all on pit road trying to get some of their damage fixed up. And this is going to change everything as it's going to restack the field. So let's bring you through the field real quick. Logan Powers will be your leader on this restart. Aaron Raymond back in second. Stephen Rockford. Sorry, Delphia going to restart in third with Stephen Rockford from the fourth spot. Jake Rout, he's looking forward to this restart here. He's going to be in fifth with Jason Pelkey in the sixth position as the lights go off on the pace car. Back in seventh will be Ethan Tyrell. With Sean Fleury in the eighth position. Peter Fisher rolls off ninth, or restarts ninth. Mark Baldwin back in 10th. And then Andy Collins in 11th, while Zaccardo, Shane O'Neill, and Ken Zeems all remain on pit road. So we're going to have 12 laps to go when we take the green flag here. See Vern pulling for Logan there in the Facebook chat. As the pace car gets ready to take that hard left-hand turn down on the pit road, Logan Powers refires, and we are back green flag racing. As the field makes their way down into turn number one. Powers on the inside. Here comes Delphia, muscling his way through Stephen Rockford, trying to hold on to that third place position as Powers and will stay out in front for the moment as Aaron Raymond now takes a look down to the inside as they go down into turn number 3. Tires are able to cool off just a little bit, but how much these drivers have left in those tires as they are coming down across the stripe. We have 11 laps to go. Logan Powers just barely out in front. Getting a shove here by Stephen Rockford. Aaron Raymond down on the low side. Delphia. Here comes Jake Grout. Jake Grout had to start way back in the back. He turns. Delphia hard into the outside wall. Caution is out again. Delphia for the second week gets wrecked hard. That's going to bring out our wreckage rewind. As we try and find what happened here to Delphia. Looks like Delphia getting turned off the front bumper of Jake Grout. As we get the look here, you see Delphia. Ooh, Delphia was. Let's go back a little bit further there because we see the 13 here getting loose there down on the low side. Chasing it up the track, and Jake Grout was just there with nowheres to go. Then they both make more contact. You see the 13 hard into the outside safer barrier. Jake Grout, Ethan Tyrell, there goes Sean Fleury into this mix as well. Peter Fisher able to sneak through. Baldwin, though, gets turned around there and into the inside wall. So tough break for Ty Delphia for the second week in a row. That just means we're going to re-rack them, restack them, and try it all over again here. As we go by the flag stand at this time, the lights on the pace car will be shutting off, and we will have just one lap to go. So Shea O'Neill going to choose the outside lane here on this restart, putting Aaron Raymond down on the inside. Bit of strategy here. Ooh, that 49 of Jake Grout. That hood does not look very happy. Looked like that hood was just flopping around a little bit. And you can see that hood bouncing on that 49 machine. Hopefully that hood doesn't pop up on the straightaway. So watch for that on that 49, because if that pops up going down the straightaway, that can cause some havoc, because he will not be able to see anything. But Logan Powers, your control car, as the field makes their way off of turn number 4. Pace car back down on the pit road. Green flag flies, and we are racing yet again here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Powers able to get out in front as the field makes their way down into turn number 1. Jake Grout tries to get by Stephen Rockford. Rockford able to stay ahead as they come off of turn number 4. More contact. Pelkey and Grout as Ethan Tyrell tries to give a shove through the 49 down into turn number 3. Meanwhile, Aaron Raymond now has a mirror full of Stephen Rockford, who sits back in the 3rd position, and Pelkey up into the 4th spot. Just 9 laps to go here as our leaders make their way through turns 1 and 2. Top 3 starting to pull away from the rest of the field. Pelkey sits back in 4th, and ooh, some contact there as Grout got a little loose there off of turn number 2. He's going to fall back all the way into the 9th position. Meanwhile, Stephen Rockford, Aaron Raymond, door-to-door, side-by-side. Rockford has the advantage on the inside as they come down into turn number 1. And Rockford going to muscle his way up into the 2nd position. He's going to set his sights on the 31 of Logan Powers. Just 8 more laps, coming to 7 more laps for Rockford to make the move. Get himself his 2nd win of the season. As Powers runs a little bit lower here down the front stretch, pulls a little serpentine, tries to break the draft, but no use as Stephen Rockford continues to gain on that 31. A little further back, we see Ethan Tyrell and Peter Fisher doing battle here. This is a battle for the 5th position. As more contact there, those two lean on each other through turns 3 and 4. And Peter Fisher officially moves himself up into the 5th spot, as Mark Baldwin tries to follow us through as well. Aaron Raymond, Jason Pelkey. A little contact there as Pelkey now moves up into the 3rd position in the final podium spot. And Aaron Raymond just struggling right now. We're seeing that car all over the place as he tries to get back to the back bumper of Jason Pelkey. But it looks like the right rear on that 81 is completely gone as he goes off of turn number 4, and Peter Fisher tries to find his way around that 88 machine. And Aaron Raymond's car just looks evil right now. He is not able to keep that rear tire, the right rear, buried in the track up off the corner. As here comes Peter Fisher taking a look down to the inside as they go down into turn number 3. Not quite close enough to make that move yet. Now Peter Fisher able to get the power down. And Fisher going to go right around and up into the 4th position. Now Ethan Tyrell right there to the back bumper. Oh, makes some contact. He's going to turn the 88 sideways. Is he going to hold on to it? They are. These three battling it out almost direct. These 3 cars. As now Mark Baldwin trying to take a look down to the inside of the 88. Logan Power is going to come off of turn number 4 and across the stripe. Just 3 more laps to go. Ethan Tyrell takes a look down to the inside of Mark Baldwin. Move Tyrell up into the 6th spot as Baldwin pulls a little crossover here. Now he's to the inside of Tyrell and now to the inside of Aaron Raymond down the backstretch. So that 91 trying to crack his way up into the top 5. It looks like he's got a little bit better tires than the 88 as Aaron Raymond goes sliding up the racetrack and Mark Baldwin cracks the top 5. Just 2 more laps to go. Does Stephen Rockford have anything for Logan Powers? And Jason Pelkey slowly creeping up towards the mix here as well. As they come off of turn number 4, Logan Powers is going to see that white flag. We'll have 1 more lap to go here from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. As Logan Powers starts to pull away from Stephen Rockford. And issues for Aaron Raymond, who's lost it in turn to number 1, but the white flag already flew, so no caution as Powers is going to rocket off of turn number 4 and to the stripe, and Logan Powers is going to win here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Stephen Rockford comes home in 2nd. Jason Pelkey, how about that, comes home in the 3rd spot. Peter Fisher 4th. Mark Baldwin your top 5, but Logan Powers from the outside of row 1 comes home with the win here tonight. Let's go back real quick, see what happened to Aaron Raymond. He was battling with the 68 of Andy Collins, and just Collins missed the corner, looked like, and Raymond just went around, and well, that was it for him as Logan Powers picks up the celebration here on the granite stripe. As they park it right here on the front stretch. And we get ready to talk to our top 3. But before we do that, we want to thank everybody once again for joining us here tonight on Intensity Broadcasting. Of course, if you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on Kick, or over on Twitch, don't forget that like button, follow, and subscribe. Hit that little notification bell so you know anytime we go live here on Intensity Broadcasting. Of course, don't forget to check out our great partners, including our series sponsor, SD Ireland Cancer Research Fund. The SD Ireland Cancer Research is a dedicated organization that stands as a proud supporter of cancer research. With a mission to make a significant impact in the fight against cancer, SD Ireland Cancer Research works to support groundbreaking research initiatives, innovative treatments, and advancements in cancer care. Over $12 million has been raised up to this point, so there is a link down below in the description. If you're able to, please drop a donation, and it would be highly appreciated. Of course, we want to thank our great partners over here at Intensity Broadcasting as well, including the Butt Kicker. Butt Kicker is a well-known established leader in gaming haptics. The award-winning line of Butt Kicker products lets users feel low-frequency sounds. Their products are used and endorsed around the world by leading PC and console gamers, including professional sim racers. To check out the full line of Butt Kicker products and figure which one's right for you, visit thebuttkicker.com. And don't forget to check out our great partner, our great website as well over at Intensity Racing. If you're a small-time race team looking for some swag, get a quote today over at IntensityRacing.com. We also have some novelty t-shirts as well as Atlee Admin racing gear as well. So you can check all that out at the link down below at IntensityRacing.com as we get ready to talk to our top three, starting with our third place finisher. That will be Jason Pelkey. Jason, you got Josh up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy.
Man, a great run for you here tonight. Kind of been struggling a little bit this season. Finally put it together and get yourself up on the podium here tonight. Seemed like that caution was a huge savior for you as you were able to save your tires pretty well. And you were actually gaining on Steven and Logan a little bit there at the end. Talk us through that last run and what you're able to do to keep that car underneath you.
Yeah, the whole race was kind of just trying to feel out the track because I kind of came in late for practice, and both cautions were huge to get me up the field. There was no way I was catching them otherwise. And then when it kind of came down to it, I just missed that last wreck. It was pretty close, and we only had 10 to go, and I think I had more tire than both Logan and Steven. But I just didn't have enough to really send it in there and have it stick and get a good drive off. I tried a couple times, but it just went up into the third lane and there was just nothing there.
Well, able to put it together here, as I mentioned, and get yourself up onto the podium. Just a great race. And yeah, we saw you driving on those wrecks. I'm sure that was a bit of a pucker moment for you as the cars were spinning there right in front of you.
Yeah, it always is. But you just kind of, I saw it coming, so I figured just kind of let off the gas, go low, and maybe get lucky, and that's what happened.
Well, next week, next Friday, we have our season finale from Myrtle Beach Speedway. How you like your chances down at the old historic Myrtle Beach?
I actually think I'm really good at the track. I am not positive that I'm going to be able to race it. The date has changed to Friday, so I'm not sure I'm actually going to be able to be on the sim to be able to race it. I might have to have a sub driver.
Well, hopefully you get things worked out and you can join us here for the season finale after having such a great race here tonight. Of course, Jason, before we let you go here tonight, anyone you want to thank? Any shots you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, I gotta thank Logan for putting it on, SD Island Cancer Research for coming on. You guys broadcasting every season, you guys do a great job. Really appreciate it. Yeah, this is fun. This is a fun off-season thing before race season actually comes around for a lot of the guys that do race.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations on the podium here tonight. Good luck. Hopefully we do see you again next week, or if not, hopefully we see you next season.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Have yourself a great night.
You too.
So that was your third place finisher, Jason Pelkey. Let's bring in your second place finish here tonight. Driver of the 66, Stephen Rockford. Stephen, you got Josh up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, what's going on, Josh?
Man, you pulled a little Philadelphia move here and saved your tires probably better than I think anybody on the track did tonight. And you were able to compete there at the end, almost running down Logan for the race win. Talk us through the race, though, because this track looked like it was really eating up those tires. we saw Aaron Raymond, who dominated the first 3/4 of the race, just slide backwards. So what was it like out there, and how were you able to save the tires the best way you did?
Yeah, I mean, the night started off a little bit hectic with getting turned around the heat there and having to start in the rear. So I knew that I was going to have to try to save a little, but you got to be aggressive too. And I got a little too aggressive right out of the gate, just trying to gain a couple of spots really quick while I could, and got myself in the wall early in this one. But other than that, just tried to drive it really smooth, let the car come to me. We had a good long run there, and I was chasing Ty down. I was happy to see the caution when that came, but they're late. I thought I had him if there wasn't too many cautions. So, like you said, just saving tires and just trying to keep the nose clean. Draft was definitely a big part tonight as well.
Well, with the small field tonight and the wide open big track, I was not expecting to see any cautions, to be completely honest. But it seemed like those cautions may have helped you out a little bit. Were you fortunate enough to see those cautions, or did you kind of want to see it go green?
Yeah, just that one after the long run would have been enough for me. I I don't love trying to race on these restarts and it's just close and everybody gets desperate near the end. So you never really know what's going to happen. But it's super fun to watch. So that's positive to it. But yeah, I would have liked to see it go green, especially after I managed to sneak by Raymond on the outside and. We had about 10 laps left. I would have enjoyed to see it go green and try to really pressure Logan to burn those tires off and see if I could get by him.
Well, as I mentioned, season finale next week at Myrtle Beach Speedway, the historic and late Myrtle Beach Speedway. I missed that track already. But on Friday night, how do you like your chances there at the short track?
It's a love-hate relationship with that place. Sometimes you get the feel right away in practice, and you can just take off and have a great night. And other times you end up running over a turtle and ruining the suspension, and your whole night's all in the trash can. So we'll see where we come out. I don't have a ton of experience on that track, just enough to probably compete. Hoping that we can pull out this championship somehow, some way, but looks like Logan's got this thing just about wrapped up.
Well, we'll know tonight as the drop weeks continue. I know tonight they'll be putting down the drop weeks. For those watching at home, don't understand that. The lowest finishing race of the season gets dropped. So hopefully for some of these drivers who had a tough night, they'll be able to get themselves back in. But Steven, again, congratulations on the runner-up here tonight. Before we let you go, though, anyone you want to thank, any shots you got to give?
Yeah, just you guys broadcasting every week. Logan putting it on. The whole Vermont race team. Top 3 tonight. That was pretty cool. And yeah, appreciate it. Oh, and SD Ireland Cancer Research Fund. Can't forget them.
Of course. An awesome job again coming home P2. Good luck next week in the season finale, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
Appreciate it.
And that brings us to our winner here tonight, driver of the 31 machine. That is Logan Powers. Logan, you got Josh up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, a great run for you getting the win here tonight. I think it's your 4th win of the season, if I am correct. And man, a tough fought race too, because you and Raymond were battling out quite a bit. You with Grout having to take the EOL for winning last week, moved you up onto the front row. Thought you were going to have a good jump there on the outside lane, but man, a lot of side-by-side battling with you and Raymond. Talk us through the night and what you were trying to do to keep the tires underneath you, even though you kept trying to pressure Raymond there for the lead.
Yeah, it was definitely tough. We kind of swapped back and forth there mid-race, and I really wasn't too keen about what we were doing. I mean, we were putting on a show, no doubt, and it was fun for several laps there, but I was afraid that we were going to burn it up. And then I ended up edging him out there, and caution came out, and so that changed the whole complexion of the race. But no, I liked my position where I was from the beginning, just because I was able to see where he was. I didn't want to let him get away, because I know at Oswego we kind of had a long run, and everybody kind of scooted away. So yeah, I liked my position. I kind of could see where he was maybe slipping a little bit more, and how I was able to keep the tires under it on exit. I think that helped me a little bit. And then one of the restarts, I kind of almost gave it away because I took the bottom, and that allowed him to stick with me. And then I eventually scooted up to the top on the restart, and that helped me a lot. But the side draft was really killing me. Um, these things don't pull a ton of draft, but they do affect it in a way. And yeah, I just if he could hang on my quarter panel, it really helped him, keeping him next to me, and that was hurting me. But overall, it was really good race, and yeah, hopefully it was a good show.
It was a great show, especially I was surprised how much these cars could lean on each other. Seemed like down the corner, coming through the middle of the corner, these cars were bouncing off each other almost every corner and able to, for the most part, have no issues. Was that, I know you were talking about the side draft and hanging on the quarter panel there. Was that something you just kind of had to do, kind of trying to muscle your way through as well?
Yeah, it's just trying to like take each other's lines away the littlest you can, because if he got a run on the bottom, if I ran too high, that would enable him to drive it in harder and wash up, and that would hurt my run. But I was trying to give him room, and I'm sure he was trying to give me room, but we were definitely bumping a couple times. And like I said, I was a little bit worried that the pack was going to catch us, but then the caution came out anyways and kind of changed it. And then it was just all about firing off good on a restart, so I wasn't side by side with him. And then I think his tires had finally had it, and that just enabled me to slip away. And then Steven was definitely trying to sniff the draft a little bit, and then I saw Jason coming as well. And I think honestly, if we had had a caution, Jason might have been the front runner. So
Well, yeah, he was coming on with a head of steam. I think he did have the best tires there at the end. But man, Logan, next week we move on to one of my favorite places, Myrtle Beach Speedway. Take us through or talk us through what you think is going to be your goal next week to get yourself a championship, and how do you like your chances there at Myrtle Beach?
yeah, I don't know. I don't have a ton of experience there. I've obviously raced there several times, but I don't know. It's just going to be a play it by ear type deal. We'll show up and see what the setup does, and I don't know. I feel fairly confident with my past finishes there, but it's a tricky track, and it's one of those tracks where since iRacing has done all their updates, it's definitely a 2-lane racetrack. So there'll be a lot of side by side racing, and yeah, I'm excited for it. Again, if I'm pretty sure you already announced, but we're going to be racing Friday night. So this Friday night, if you're around, come race with us for the finale. It should be a good one.
Yeah, Myrtle Beach Speedway, traditionally a 2-lane racetrack. Track I used to go down to Myrtle Beach for vacation every year, so I used to watch the races every time I was down there. Sad to see that it's gone now, but I fortunately was able to drive on that track too, and it's really close on iRacing as it is in real life. So awesome. Looking forward to next Friday night here on Intensity Broadcasting. Before I let you go, though, I do have a couple of shout outs for you here. Let's see. Move this closer so I can actually read it. Lori says, congratulations, Logan, excuse me. Sandy also says, congratulations, Maureen, Cassidy, Kathy Powers, and Vern Poland all say, hell yeah, Logan. Great race. Good job here tonight getting the win. So
Yep.
before we let you go, anyone else you got to say thank you to here tonight?
Yeah, no, just all the usual people. Of course, you, Josh, and Intensity Broadcasting for putting this on. We're everyone really enjoys being able to watch here and see what we do in the off season. And then our title sponsor, SD Ireland Cancer Research. And then just everybody who shows up every week and races. I know it's a smaller crowd tonight, but hopefully the numbers will be back up for next week, and everybody who watches and comments and does all that fun stuff. So appreciate everybody.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations tonight. Good luck next week. Next Friday night, we'll be right here, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
All right. Thank you.
Have a great night. So that was your winner, Logan Powers, getting the win here tonight from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. And that's going to do it for us here on Intensity Broadcasting. Again, next Friday night will be your season finale, so hit that notification bell, get a reminder so you know when we are live here on Intensity Broadcasting. That's going to do it for us here tonight. From everybody here at Intensity Broadcasting, we look forward to seeing you next week. And as our boy Atlee Atman Weiss would say,